What is up, you guys, and welcome to the first official episode of the Evolving Bitch podcast. I'm just gonna get right fucking into it. First off, I am just being unapologetically myself on here, so, yeah, welcome. This is me. Okay, so today, if you read by the title, do you love yourself? So we are going to be talking about self-love and all that goody. So, yeah, like I said, let's just get right into it. So first off, that question, do you love yourself? Yes or no? If you answered either or, did you have to think about it? And if you had to think about it, hopefully by the end of this podcast, you won't have to think about it. We want to get to a point in our lives where we don't have to think about that. Because honestly, you shouldn't have to think about it. You should love yourself. Period, ladies. Period. Ladies and gentlemen, you should love yourselves. Okay. So I wrote down like a bunch of stuff that I want to talk about. So get a notepad. I got some tips and tricks to share. I'm going to be quoting some books that I've been reading, all that goody. So yeah, if you have it available, grab a notepad. Okay, so when you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you see? Like I was reading a book and I read over that and I was like, holy fuck, like a few years ago, I didn't like to look in the mirror. And honestly, not even until like about a year ago, I didn't want to look in the mirror. I just hated my body image so much, and I don't know where it came from. I was like looking for like something or someone to blame, and although there are several people that I could blame in my life, I'm not pressing blame because regardless of anything that's happened in the past life has made me like the woman that I am today. So ask yourself that question. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Who do you see? Do you love that person? Is it someone that you don't want to be anymore? Just like think about that, because like you're going to look in the mirror every day. You got to brush your teeth. Like you got to brush your hair. If you're wearing makeup, you got to do that. You have to look at yourself in the mirror. So just look at yourself in the mirror tomorrow or later tonight. Look at yourself in the mirror and just like tell me what you see. Sometimes saying that stuff out loud helps like more than you know. But yeah, okay. I am gonna briefly graze over the topic of social media here because I'm gonna have another episode related to that specifically. But just like right off the bat, I feel like 90% of the reason a lot of us feel the way that we feel about our bodies is because of social media. It's just, oh God, it's just a bunch of bullshit. It drives me crazy. Because honestly, like, I can't tell you how many times I have seen a bathing suit on a model. On a website, I'm ordering a bathing suit, and this model, she's got like perfect tits, great ass, rock hard abs, just tight and small, and that bathing suit looks amazing on her. Don't get me wrong, she is beautiful, but my body is not the same. That bathing suit is not gonna look anything like it does on her, like it does on me. And you know what? That was a really hard thing for me to come to terms with, because I always would just be like, oh, nothing works for my body. Like, this doesn't fit. Like, my hips are too big, or my boobs aren't big enough. Just stuff like that. And that's because I was directly comparing myself to that girl. Keep in mind, looking back, I don't know her. I only see a picture of her. Yes, she looks perfectly airbrushed. That is photoshopped. She looks so happy. That could be fake. Like, it's all fake to me, and that's why, like, coming into that mindset and that realization that isn't something I should be comparing to, like, has helped me so much. Like, there's people that I look up to on the internet. Don't get me wrong. There's thousands of people out there that post some real and raw shit, and that's the shit that you should be seeing, but it's just, we don't see that all the time. And these people that I follow and that inspire me, I'm not comparing myself to them. They're inspiring me. I want you to switch that little, I just feel like we need to stop comparing ourselves to people, and in turn we need to be inspired by people. Like, everybody's got a backstory, everybody's got a past, dark or not, everybody's got a story, and we just need to be like a little bit easier on ourselves in particular. So that was, a brief graze over social media. So I don't want to get too into it in this episode. Okay, I'm gonna do this these little segments on each episode. So this one I'm calling like the root of all shelves. I don't know if that makes sense, but this is where I'm going to kind of talk about personal experiences, some things that I've gone through. I'm just being super open and telling a lot of very personal things on here, but like I said in my intro, if you relate to me, you get me, like, let's be friends. You automatically are drawn to people that get you and understand you, and you fuck with, and you just like their vibe. You're going to automatically be drawn to those people. So, this segment is called The Root of All Shelves. And let's get into it. So, my self-love journey started about a year. Actually, just over a year ago. I had been in a really dark place for many, many years. I just kept this, like, big shell over it. I was like, okay, like, if I don't say anything about it, I can work on it and it'll go away. Like, the next time someone asks me what's wrong, like, that's not an opportunity to, finally tell somebody what's wrong. It's I'm okay, I'm just tired, I still say that all the time. I'm just tired. But I had so many, like, deep-rooted issues that, honestly, I feel like if I had addressed when they came to me the first time, that I wouldn't have gone through the same things that I did. But I don't regret anything. I don't hate my past. It might have been hard, but that just makes me who I am today, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. But yeah, so I struggled more so with, like, severe anxiety in public places specifically, and that in turn made me super, like, aware of, like, everybody around me. I was like, who's looking at me? Like, I would just be so self-conscious about the things that I would wear, and then, you have some pretty shitty relationships that teach you that there are some people out there that don't see you for who you are on the inside, and they more so just see you for what's on the outside. And although, like, I don't judge for, if that's the way, if you prefer looks over personality, I just personally don't get it. Women are not objects. Men are not objects. We are not just what's on the outside. We are so much more than that. And unfortunately, I had a very, very toxic relationship that taught me to hate a lot of things about myself. Like, so many things. And although I did struggle in the past, this was different. This was something that I was like, okay, I don't usually feel that shitty about myself, but now I do. I don't know if that makes sense. But then I started burying those feelings. Underneath all that severe anxiety, I had these body image struggles and this self-confidence that was just, like, weighing me down, and I was just like, I'm never going to be good enough. I am nothing more than what's on the surface level. Like, people are only going to see me for what's on the outside, and I just shut down. And with that, I fell into a very deep depression. But I am stubborn as fuck, you guys, and I didn't tell anybody. I didn't want to talk about it. If you ask me about it, I get snappy at you. I'd be like, nothing's wrong. Like, that, oh my god, I'm just, like, thinking back, that was such a shitty place to be in. And if anybody else out there is relating to this and in this current situation, you can always message me. I might not reply right away, but I promise you that I will get back to your message, because if I had somebody to just like relate to at that point, I think I would have gotten out of it a lot faster than I did. But don't put a time limit on that stuff. That's another tip. Don't give yourself a time limit and like make yourself feel like you have to figure it out soon, because it comes with time. It really does. But yeah, so I kind of just like, I just hit like rock bottom, but at the same time, on the inside, you couldn't see. On the outside, I wasn't really lashing out at people often. I wasn't really struggling with self-harm and stuff like that. I just hated myself. Like, I had this like loathe for myself, and it makes me sad to talk about now that I felt that way about myself. Like, I do so much for myself. I get up every day. I take care of my body. I feed my body. My body carries me through life. My body is what keeps me going, and I wasn't taking care of it. I was not taking care of it. I'm not going to say I have a poor diet, because I think you can have a healthy balance of like whatever the fuck you want to eat and like what you should eat. But at that point in my life, I was just like not eating. I was like, nope, like the more I eat, the tighter my jeans are going to get, or someone's going to notice if I, just like stuff like that. But the hardest part of it all, you guys, was that I just kept it all inside. Like, I didn't want to talk about it to anybody. Like, on the outside, I was always such a bubbly and happy person. I was a super happy kid. I just, like, don't know where the fuck this stuff came from. And maybe I never will know where it all comes from, but I think everything happens for a reason, and I think that I was a strong enough person to go through all of this. And I'm not saying I was, like, the chosen or anything like that. I just think I needed to know some shit, So yeah, there's a little breakdown of personally what I've gone through, and I know a lot of you know me. If you're listening to this and you know me really well, you either know that and you'll understand, or you have no fucking idea that I went through this shit, and if I did, then kudos to me for hiding it. No, I'm just kidding. That was a bad thing to say. But and a lot of you that don't know me, I hope that makes you feel a little bit closer to me in a sense. Give you like a good understanding of the shit that I've gone through and I'm going through. Okay, so next topic here. Let's talk about, I've been reading some really good books. So I have like 3 here that I'm not done them yet. But the first one is Beyond Beautiful. It's by, I'm gonna butcher this, Anushka Reese. She is a author. I just love her stuff. It's a self-help book, personal growth and happiness, and it's like super aesthetic too. And then of course, the one, the only Stassi Schroeder, The Next Level Basic. This book just like made me stop judging myself. Like honestly, if I was ever ashamed to just be like a basic ass bitch, this book stopped that for me. And then the next book is The Bitch in Your Head, and this one is by Dr. Jacqueline Horner Plumes. I really recommend this one. Like, there are some parts where it's talking about, like, parenting and some things that aren't going to apply to everybody, but I think you should read every chapter regardless, because I am, and I'm loving it. It's really helping me, like, stop critiquing myself so much, because I love to do that. Okay. Where are we going? Yes, I'm talking about books. So the first one that I talked about, we're going to get a little bit more into it because I read some shit. I'm like, honestly, only in the first chapter, and it was like whacking me in the face. And I'm like, I feel targeted. Like, I honestly feel like it's coming. You're coming for me. Okay. So let's talk about the difference between self-esteem, confidence, and body image. These are all things I've been focusing on during my self-love journey. I had to like set what I was going to work on, and this is what I've been working on. So a lot of people get it confused and they're just like, they just group it into one category of like self-love, which is totally fine. That is a great way to generalize what you're working on. But you have to work on different things. And you guys, this is where you're going to want to get your notebooks out. Okay, self-esteem. This is going to be your personal opinion of yourself. What are you worth to yourself? Do you think you're like a piece of trash and you're like not worth it? Or are you like, fuck yeah, I'm a badass bitch. I have some flaws, but that doesn't define me. And you're not focusing on the mistakes and the weaknesses. Whereas if you have low self-esteem, you're going to focus on that stuff. You're going to be like, you know what? I'm not worth your time. Like I'm kind of garbage. So that means you have low self-esteem, which is totally normal and that's totally fine, but we're going to work on that. Confidence. Okay. I like this one. This is basically just the question, how much do you believe in yourself? When it comes to personal lifestyle, relationships, a healthy lifestyle, your career, like how much do you believe in yourself? Do you believe that you can get that promotion? Do you know you're going to get that promotion? Or are you doubting yourself and you self-sabotage and you're not even going to ask for that promotion? That's where you're going to either be confident or not confident. So that's a good one to take a look at because this one was one that I struggled with a little bit because I've just always been like, oh yeah, I can do that. But at the same time, like this like little like creepy voice in the back of my head was like, no, you can't. Yeah, so I had to, you know what? Honestly, this is the perfect time to relate it to the bitch in your head. Again, Dr. Jacqueline Horner Plumes. I had to kill that bitch in my head because when it came to confidence, on the outside and a little bit on the inside, I was like, fuck yeah, I got this. But that bitch in my head was like, ooh, girl, like, don't get cocky because you might not. Like, I don't think you have this. Like, you don't got this. So yeah, confidence. So we did self-esteem, confidence, and the last one, my favorite, you guys, body image. Yes, queen. Okay, this one, I'm gonna say is gonna be the hardest one to work on. If you have no body insecurities, good for you. Fucking yippee-ki-yay. If you don't, you're not human. Everybody struggles a little bit. Okay, yeah, body image. So I just feel like this relates back to social media. Like, honestly, from a young age, we just thought that beauty was like, you had to be airbrushed. You had to be, like, beauty is not perfection, you guys. Perfection is boring. There's nothing there. If you don't have flaws, you're not, like, everybody has flaws, you guys. And that's something you just need to, like, drill into your damn head, is that everybody has something that they hate about themselves. That's what makes you human. It sucks, but it's life. And you can't let that just drag you down all the time. So, yeah, like, just at a young age, like I said, it was just, like, I feel like it was just, like, meddled into our heads, and we weren't, like, aware that beauty came in all shapes and sizes. And if you're learning things at a very young age, that stuff is going to stick with you. You're very vulnerable when you're young. Things that happen to you, things that are said to you, that shit sticks with you forever. Like, it latches onto you and it just, like, eats you up on the inside. And I feel like that's something we need to get away from because nobody's perfect. Like, stop thinking that the models that you follow on Instagram are perfect because they're not. That's not how they look in real life. And we just, yeah, guys, we're normalizing normal bodies. Like, I would be more inclined to buy sexy lingerie or, like, a nice ass bathing suit if it was on somebody that wasn't, like, cut, like, perfectly airbrushed and, like literally the definition of a perfect body. And I don't even know what to describe as a perfect body because there isn't one. And I know everybody's idea of perfect is different. But if the advertisements were just more normal, I would be like bankrupt. Like I would have no money because I would be buying shit all the time. But 99% of the time I don't buy something because I'm like, well, fuck, that's not gonna fit my body. Yeah, so that was the 3. So going over that again: self-esteem, confidence, and body image. Those are just kind of 3 things that I started working on. And then when I was reading this Beyond Beautiful book here, it was talking about that stuff. And honestly, this book just kind of fell into my hands one day. I wasn't expecting it. Not a big reader, but I've been loving reading this kind of stuff. So if you would like to, I got this at Chapters. I think it was like $20 or something. I highly recommend it. Anyways, moving on. We are kind of getting to the end of this episode here. I want to get into this new segment I want to do. It's called Quote of the Day because I fucking love, who doesn't love a good quote? Like, come on. Like, I just live for a good quote, you guys. Okay. The quote of the day. Self-esteem isn't everything. It's just that there's nothing without it. Gloria Steinem. Fucking Gloria Steinem, my girl. She fucked that up. Self-esteem isn't everything. It's just that there's nothing without it. Like, just like let that sink in. Write it down. If you're not already writing it down, write it down right now. That is so true. Like, to a lot of us, self-esteem is everything. Like, honestly, if oh my god, like, I just remember thinking, like, oh, if I could just, like, love myself a little bit more. Just, if I could just be happy with the way that my boobs look, or happy with the size of my hips, maybe I would, like, have everything, you know what I mean? But without that stuff, there's really nothing. You can't just be surface level. You gotta have some flaws. You gotta break down. You gotta cry. You gotta have some ugly shit. That's life, you guys. Like, and you know what we're here to do on this planet? What do we get put on this planet to do? We were put here to evolve. Ah, I love that word. The evolving bitch. Okay, yes, so coming to the end of this episode here, just reading back that quote, self-esteem isn't everything, it's just that there's nothing without it, Gloria Steinem. Yeah, just, like, let that sink in. I always, like, take a quote and, like, think about it for a little bit. Really think about it. Yes, so just before I wrap this up, you guys, I just want to hype you guys up. I just feel like when people hype me up, I'm like, yeah, I can do it. Like, I'm gonna go, like, I don't know, run down the street naked. I don't know, something like that. But I just feel confident and happy when people around me hype me up. So, write down your goals, work on it. There was a point in my life where I just kind of sat back. I just kind of gave up, and I was like, okay, like, I need a sign. Like, I just kept waiting every single day. I'd be like, okay, maybe something's gonna happen tomorrow and I'll just, like, automatically love myself and all these deep, dark thoughts will go away. Abso-fucking-lutely not. No way. This is the worst thing that you can do. I kept waiting for something to happen, and I realized, I was like, you know what? No, I need to do this myself. No one's gonna make me love myself. Nobody can make me love myself. And there's honestly nothing in this world that is gonna make it better unless you start it yourself. There's lots of beautiful things that come from working on yourself. I think right now I'm coming into that part where I am really truly starting to love myself. And there's such a good feeling, like, finding yourself. Like, you're getting back to where you used to be, or not where I'm not going to say not where you used to be, because we don't want to be in the past at all. But there was a time when I was happier, and I'm getting there. I really am. I'm working hard. So I want to hype you guys up. We are beautiful human beings. We were put here to evolve, spread love, and just, be yourself. Like, stop fucking apologizing for shit. I do that too much. Like, if you don't want to do something, don't do it. Nobody can make you do something. If you don't want to love yourself, that's fine. I'm not going to force you to love yourself, but have fun. You can do anything you want to do. Like, I'm sitting here filming this podcast, and a few months ago, I was like full time into dance, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna be performing with Beyonce. Although, hey, girl, I would still love to be a backup dancer. Anyways, I was not expecting myself to be here filming a podcast. I didn't think I could do it. I was self-sabotaging. I was like, that bitch in the back of my head was like, ooh, that's not a good idea. Like, people aren't going to want to listen to you talk all the time. Like, you really shouldn't do that. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about me, and neither should you, because being yourself makes you beautiful. That is where we're going to leave it, you guys. Just be yourself. I swear to you, your real, raw, authentic self is beautiful. Nobody is born ugly in this world. We are all beautiful human beings, and let's spread some love. All right, you guys, it is time to finish this episode off with a cheers. So grab your glass, and we are cheersing to evolving as per usual. Thank you so much for being here. Follow me on all my social media. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and a little bit of YouTube. They are all at Shelby Morso. If you're listening to this, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Your guys' support means the world. And I'm just so excited to see where this journey takes me. I just feel like I have so much love to give, and this is, for me, the best way that I can do that for you guys. So, yes, thank you so much, and cheers to evolving. As always, I will see you guys in the next episode.